There's some issue. Yep, finally. Hello, everyone. A very good morning to all of you. And I'm so sorry for the delay of 3 minutes. However, it's a technical issue on my side after a long time. But I'm so glad to have not just one, but three clubs joining in. When I signed up for the essay, it was just for the speaker squad meeting, but it turned out to be a rendezvous of not one, but three clubs. That's the first one, speaker squad, having a meeting number 123. Capitaland Toastmasters having its 72nd meeting, and Toastmaster Amrita Bengaluru having its 223rd meeting. So all in all, so many people in, and it's so glad to see you, almost 14 of those and many more joining in on a Saturday morning. I welcome you all to this Toastmaster meeting, wherein I'll state the three ground rules first. The first being, please keep yourself on mute unless you are supposed to speak on the stage. So ensure that you are not unmuted when there are a lot of background noise in at your side. The second being, please turn on your cameras. I do not see. I'm not sure it's something on my side, but I do not see most of you on camera. So see if you can switch on your camera so that we all can have a very good meeting. Third being, please avoid talking about sensitive topics like sex, religion, or politics to not hurt the sentiments of people in this meeting. With that, I will now state the mission of a Toastmasters club, right? I think most of us know it. Howsoever, the mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop core communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. Wow. To make sure that we are able to achieve this in this meeting, let us ensure we follow the ground rules and be attentive in the meeting. How also, I forgot to introduce myself. I am Richa Agarwal, your Sergeant at Arms for this meeting, where the theme is very aptly chosen by the Toastmaster of the day. The theme being values. Can anyone unmute and tell me what are the core principles or values of Toastmasters International? Anyone apart from who has been a district officer? So Siddharth, you're not allowed. No? No one knows what are the values or core principles of Toastmasters International?
Is it the acronym RISE?
Perfect, Divya. Anyone who can tell me what RISE stands for? Okay, I see people guessing. Respect, integrity, service, excellence. So that's what are the values that we in Toastmasters should try and live by. With that, I will now hand it over to the presiding officer for this meeting, the president of Speaker Squad Club, Toastmaster Richard. Over to you. Oh, by the way, before I hand it over to him, let me share a bit of his introduction. He is a fitness enthusiast who probably is amongst the few people who so apt or so organized, I feel, who does a lot of stuff by very disciplined, does a lot of stuff in a very regular disciplined manner. So lots of lessons to learn from him. With that, over to you, Toastmaster Richard.
Thank you, DTM Richa Agarwal. With that, let me just tell what Toastmasters International is all about before I wrap up or unravel what values that I'm going to talk about today. Toastmaster International is a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. The organization's membership is approximately 280,000 in more than 14,700 clubs in over 144 countries since 1924. Now, Toastmaster International has helped people from diverse backgrounds become more confident speakers, communicators, and leaders. I would like to call this meeting of Speaker Squad 123rd meeting, Capitaland Toastmasters 72nd meeting, and Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru's 223rd meeting to order. A small anecdote or small theme that I would like to share on every meetings before we start the meeting is today's theme or today's lesson is once all the villagers decided to pray for rain. On the day of prayer, all the people gathered, but only one boy came with an umbrella. That's faith. When you toss a 1-year-old baby in the air, he laughs because he knows his father or mother or anybody who's throwing the baby up in the air will catch him. That's trust. Every night we go to bed, but we have no assurance to wake up alive in the next morning. But still, we set an alarm for tomorrow. That's hope. With that, I would like to know since today's meeting is a accumulation of 3 clubs. I do not know if there are any guests. So, guests, if you are a guest, please help me out with 2 things. What are you currently doing? If you're working, if you're studying, and how did you hear about Toastmasters? So, if you're on mute, please unmute yourself and introduce yourself. So, I'll give next 30 seconds if somebody wants to do that. Yes, Richa, you have raised your hand.
Yes. So there's a small error from my side that I introduced only the speaker squad president. I would also like to introduce the presidents of the other clubs, which is Toastmaster Siddharth from Capitaland. And I'm so sorry, I'm not sure who is the president of Tab right now. I knew the previous one. Is it Krishnakant you? No? And I don't even know whether they are on the call. So anyways, so yeah, Toastmaster Siddharth has been a past district officer by leading Division H in the last term, currently serving as the president of Capitaland Toastmasters Club. So welcome Toastmaster Siddharth as well. And yeah, so Siddharth and Richard, you both are good to go ahead. I'm so sorry about missing that out.
Sure. I'll just take 5-10 seconds. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Richa, distinguished Toastmaster Richa. One of the things that we do at Kaplan Toastmasters Club is also introduce and thank the Surgeon at Arms, which is distinguished Toastmaster Richa, for starting the meeting. Thank you very much. In line with the flow, since Richard was already speaking, so I'll come towards the end. I think that's fine, right? So not to just
Yes, yes.
interrupt the story as well. Yeah, we'll continue with the flow after you, T. Modi, and we'll all come towards the end. Let's continue that way. Thank you very much. Nevertheless, yeah. And I think we do have just with the. Okay, we don't have the presiding. Just with the, I guess, in the meeting from Amrita class. Yeah, no issues. Yeah.
Do we have any guests? If there are any guests, I would request you to come forward, introduce yourself. How did you hear about Toastmasters? Or if you can raise your hand on Teams.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Madhur.
Yeah, hi, this is Madhur, and I'm from Maharashtra, and I have been to Toastmaster Club Pune West past 1.5 year, and I'm here at Bangalore 2 months ago, and I want to experience some Toastmaster Club here. That's why I'm here, and really excited for the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhur. And we'll like to hear your thoughts at the end of the meeting as well as to how did you feel about the session? How did it go? Any other, Mitesh?
Yes.
I would like to know 2 things, Mitesh. What do you do, and how did you hear about Toastmasters?
I'm a hairstylist by profession. I heard about Toastmasters back in 2014 when I first joined Toastmasters, but then I joined only for a few months and then I had to Now I'm back since more than a year now. So I'm part of Bombay Toastmasters Club and I'm based in Bombay. Over to you.
Thank you, Mitesh. Anybody else before I move ahead to the next section?
Uh, I can. Hi everyone, I'm Shama. I have been part of Toastmasters from 2018 till 2021. I am into semiconductors, working with NXP Semiconductors. I have Richa's number saved in my contact, so I saw her status and I thought I'll join and get the essence of Toastmasters again because it's been long and somehow I was craving to attend the meeting, to see all the speakers and get that feeling which I used to get. I have discontinued Toastmasters for personal reasons because of the
Mhm.
office timings and the distance, but now I'm reconsidering it. So I will try to attend as a guest and then I will join as a member.
Thank you so much, Shama. Thank you for joining in on a Saturday busy morning.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, fine. With that, let me introduce our Toastmaster of the day. DTM Richa has already introduced me, but I'm a man of very few words. But when I do speak, it's worth listening to, is what I would say. I'm a voracious reader, and my favorite author is Dale Carnegie, because Carnegie was a master of persuasion, and I'm eager to learn his technique. So, with that, let us begin with our section today, which is about values. Now, let me begin with a simple game with all of you, and I want to ask each and every one of you one question. I am pretty sure you have heard about Coffee with Karan. So, today we'll play a simple game of values with Richie. Okay. So, everybody unmute yourself. So, I'll put a simple question. For example, if I have to ask Siddharth, apple or oranges, which one would you pick, Siddharth?
Orange.
Okay, fine. So that is how the game will go. I will put across some values. I want you to answer which one would you pick. Okay. So Siddharth, I'll again start with you. Money or power?
Power.
Okay. Next question goes to Krishnakant. Power or fame?
Fame.
Okay. DTM Richa, fame or respect?
Think it'll be respect.
Okay. I can see Garima next. Respect or love, Garima?
Difficult choice.
You have to pick one.
Respect.
Okay.
I think it's a
Money or
byproduct
okay,
when
fine.
we respect it.
Okay, fine. Madhur, you're next. Work or family?
Work.
Wow, good one. Okay, I can see Viranga. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Honesty or
Veera,
integrity? Veera, okay, Veera, honesty or integrity?
honesty,
Okay. Gopika, I can see you. Responsibility or kindness? Did I hear? Oh, you're on mute, but did I hear kindness?
Yes,
Okay, fine.
kindness.
Okay. Okay. Now all the people who are on videos are done. So let me pick up all the other ones who are not on video. So give me some time and Shama, generosity or fairness, Shama.
Fairness.
Okay. Uh, Sharanya, if you are there, please unmute yourself. Courage or perseverance.
I choose perseverance.
Okay. Supriya, perseverance or gratitude.
Gratitude.
Okay. And with that, did I ask Mitesh? Mitesh, I didn't ask you, Mitesh. Okay, fine. Honesty or integrity, Mitesh? You're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you,
Integrity.
Mitesh.
Integrity.
Integrity. Okay. Thank you all for participating in what I called as values with Richie. Our values can be influenced by various factors, including our upbringing, our culture, and our experiences in life so far. But ultimately, it is up to each one of us to decide what values we hold dear to. Yeah, it can be like how our perspectives differ from each person to person. Our values also differ from each person to person. For some, work may be taking precedence over family. For others, family takes precedence over work. So there is no right or wrong values that we all uphold. Everybody's values are different based on the upbringing, culture, and experiences that we have gone through in life. Now, with that, I would like to, in this meeting, share the three values that I hold dear to. And by the end of the session, I want you all to introspect what are the three values that you uphold dear to you. The first one being for me is trust. Now, trust is the foundation of all relationships. Without trust, a relationship is like a cell phone with no service. You can't do anything with it. So I once this year I booked a trek and I wanted to book a trek and there was an offer for flights on HDFC card. And at that point in time, I didn't have an HDFC card. So I asked my friend if she did, and she immediately sent me the picture of the card, front and back. And she told me to use it. She didn't ask me how much money I needed, why I needed it, when would I pay her back. And at this point in time, she was in hospital and she was 8 months pregnant. She was in hospital. She didn't even bother. She just sent me the card, told me use it. Now, it is a very simple thing, but it makes a lot of difference because that is the trust that person has with for me. And she didn't even ask any questions. She just sent. She didn't even say I have an HDFC card. She sent me the details. She sent me the picture of the card. So please ask yourself: is trust one of the values now that you uphold within yourself? And if not, what is that first value that you uphold in yourself? Now, let me explain the agenda of today's meeting. We are following the standard agenda of Toastmasters meeting today with three sections. The first section is prepared speeches, where speakers deliver speeches from their pathway project. These speeches have set objectives and an individual evaluator. The second section is evaluation, where the general evaluator and their team provide feedback to everybody who speaks throughout the meeting. And the last section, oh, that was the last section. And the second section is table topics, where table topics master gives anybody a chance to speak impromptu on a provided topic. With that, our general evaluator today is Gopika. Gopika has been part of Toastmasters for over 2 years. So can we have a huge round of applause for ever smiling Gopika?
Thank you, Timot. So yes, evaluator today. Let me like I let me give an outer view of being a general evaluator in a regular meeting. So in our daily life, I always follow that I should be the best than yesterday, or I should be learning from yesterday's mistake, or something which I have to improve myself for today. So it's all we evaluate ourselves and we progress. That's how we grow. Similarly, in our life, feedback is where we finally look back and see where are we now and where were we 10 years ago. So similarly in Toastmaster, it's a good opportunity to us to evaluate others, and being an evaluator, we gain certain skills like analytical skill, listening skills, and presence of mind, and moreover speaking skill that we gain through Toastmaster. So with this, like, it's not only me who is going to evaluate. I have three crew members who are going to assist. That is the tag team, who will be the listeners, and also uh, from the beginning of the meeting, who will be evaluating the entire thing with their support. Like, let me call you first timer to share the timer for today is Krishna, and he's going to share the objectives how as a timer to be followed. Krishna, Toastmaster Krishna.
Thank you, Gopika. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm taking timer's role. I'll be tracking the time each participant spent on prepared speech, table topic, and evaluation. And at the end of the meeting, I will announce the time taken in each category by participants. So how will I show? Now I will show the time allocated for each category. Just a second. Let me show the screen. Hope you all can see the screen. So this is a table where we can see all the categories. So for the pathway speech, allocated time is 5 to 7 minutes. So after 5 minutes, I will show you a green card. And after 6 minutes, I will show you yellow card. And after 7 minutes, red card. So for icebreaker speech, the allocated time is 4 to 6 minutes. After 4 minutes, I will show you green card. And after 5 minutes, yellow card. After 6 minutes, red card. So for the table topic, the allocated time is 2 minutes. So after 1 minute, green card, 1.5 minute, yellow card, 2 minutes, red card. For evaluations, the allocated time is 3 minutes. After 2 minutes, I will show you green card and 2.5 minutes, yellow card and 3 minutes, red card. All speakers will get a buffer time of 30 seconds. So how will I show the cards? Just give me a minute. This is how I will be showing the card. Hope this is clear. Thank you so much. Over to you, Gupta.
Thank you, Krishna. I think it was well self-explanatory. And moreover, to the audience, if you are not able to find the timers in the tiles, please do pin him, and or else you can take the support of SA to do that. And the next crew member is our counter. So I'll call Veera to put the objectives here. Master Veera.
Thanks, Gopika. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So as an R counter, I'll be listening carefully to all the speeches, including table topics, and we'll be noting down the uses of the filler words and the crunch words. I'll be noting down the unnecessary phrases as well. So fillers will be kind of like, actually, and well, kind of. And crunch words will be like, maybe kind. Many times we use these words and sounds unintentionally or unknowingly, but this irritates or distracts the listeners. Same for the phrases as well. Phrases do help to give a twist to your speech, but frequent and long phrases would be annoying. So if anybody helps us to know how many filler words, crunch sounds, and long phrases we have used, that would help us to improve our skills, like speaking skills, right? So this is the role what I was going to be played today. At the end of the meeting, in general evaluation session, I'll be presenting my R counter report, and I hope every one of us will have less count in the report. Over to you, Toastmaster Divya.
Yeah, that was again another good work, that it was the main points which we have to look into, even though we take it not that seriously and we missed to note it. So our Akanda will share the final report. And next is another important role, grammarian role, wherein which we are even a big usage of the better usage than how we were presenting it before. So here we have the grammarian Supriya, who will showcase our best usage and bad usage to improve ourselves. So before calling Toastmaster Supriya, she's an ambivert who loved to bake and meet new people. So yes, so hi Supriya, I think we are also meeting for first time. So yeah, I think you will be putting out the objective for our audience to in better way. All the best.
Thank you, Gopika, for the lovely introduction. A very good morning to fellow Toastmasters and guests present here. So I'll be the grammarian for today's meeting. So we all know how important grammar is. It gives us confidence. It helps us to communicate whatever we want to say to our audience, and it helps our audience to understand what we're trying to say. So as the grammarian, it is my responsibility to note down all the good usages and highlight them, and at the same time to note down all the improper usages and provide feedback as to how we can improve upon it. And apart from this, it is also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day and the idiom of the day. So, the word of the day is dubious, which means to be doubtful or unclear. It can be used in the sentence like, I felt very dubious about the whole idea, or the assumptions that Tanya made, I felt they were dubious. And coming to the idiom of the day, which is bigger fish to fry, it simply means that you have better things to do, and it can be used in a sentence like, I don't want to waste my time doing this. I have a bigger fish to fry. Now, I encourage everyone to use the word of the day and the idiom of the day as much as possible. That's all from my end, and I'll be back with my report when the general evaluator calls me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Rupiah. I think you have brought us such a good word of the day and idea, which we will be able to use it for today. And without further ado, let me hand over my stage to Timot. Timot, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopika and the entire team for explaining all the roles and responsibility of the tag team. And let's not be dubious today. Let's start off with our prepared speeches. Our first speaker is being evaluated by someone who is a data engineer who loves to solve puzzle problems. She also is a bit of puzzle enthusiast and enjoys working out to stay in shape. Please welcome DTM Richa, and I request DTM Richa to set out the objectives for our speaker today.
I would be evaluating Toastmaster Garima today, who is attempting her level 1 project, Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The purpose of this project is for Garima to practice using her vocal variety and body language to enhance her speech. She can choose a topic of her choice. It can, the speech can be humorous, informational, or whatever she chooses it to be. It has to be a well organized and well structured speech. And I will look out for vocal variety and body language usages in her speech today. With that, all the best, Toastmaster Garima. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
With that, let's welcome our first speaker. She's a talented and dedicated individual who is always willing to go to that extra mile. Her hobbies include arts, crafts, and she's inspired by the work of Ratan Tata. Garima, chasing perfection, good or bad? Chasing perfection, good or bad? Garima.
You're on mute, Garima.
Am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Richard and Richa. So, in today's world of fast-paced moving environment, everyone wants to do their best and achieve their dreams and goals. And we've also seen an increasing trend of depression and anxiety among the young people. Have you ever thought the reason of this depression of anxiety could be having unrealistic goals, comparison on social media, seeing a life of your peer on social media, or maybe an impossible chase to be perfect and flawless? Well, I'm here to explain the same through my chasing perfection, good or bad. While perfection is often an internal pressure that we build on ourselves to either drive for excellence or at times avoid failure, be perfect, and also avoid harsh judgment. Well, I will be explaining the same by giving you two scenarios, two people reacting and behaving, how they react and behave in two different, in one situation, sorry. So the situation here is Team 1, led by Ramesh and his team lead Karthik, they have been working on a release for almost a year for their customer. They've released the product a week ago and now they are here for a celebration. So here is manager Ramesh interaction with his customer and the team. So, the entire business team is very happy with this release. The orders are flourishing in, and I'm really sure that the way it is going, we definitely gonna meet our 1 million revenue projection by end of this quarter. Well, I'm really glad, Scott, that your team is very happy. And I just want to take this moment to thank my team who has been dedicatedly working for over the year to deliver this result. Well, yeah, I'm really glad the team has been able to deliver this as per what we were aiming for. But you know that P1 which came just after the release, which has caused some losses of dollar. You know that, right? Well, Scott, I understand that, but that P1 was not my team's fault, by the way. You know that it was business team's mistake, and there's little my team on this situation. They I'm not blaming the team. I understand it is business team's responsibility, and they're gonna do it. But but positive and hopeful that the way the orders are flourishing in now, we should be able to recover from the losses. Now here, manager Ramesh having a celebration with his customer, appreciate and recognize his team, and goes back happily home. And here's the small conversation with his and his family. This entire month, and I'm just thinking we should go out for a dinner with kids, or maybe go take them out for a museum visit. What do you think about it? Well, that would be fantastic. Kids has been missing to spend time with you, and going out on a museum would be a great choice because it's gonna be fun and learning session and good quality time with the family. Well, let's fix that. Then I'll book the ticket for the next week and let's go there. So this was managers Ramesh conversation at work and as personal life. Now here is the another person, Suresh, who is 1 week after the release, sitting at his desk at workplace, busy working. And his team approaches. So I was just thinking we had a release last week and we should go for a celebration. Come on, Karthik. How can you even ask for a celebration? You remember we had a P1? Do you know losses our business has? I'm not in a position to ask for any fund from the business. We cannot afford any celebration at this point of time. I'm really disappointed. But sir, this P1 wasn't our fault. We did whatever we could do. How can you say that it's not our fault? It was a P1. You know that we have an expectation. Our management has set the standard that we should do a zero defect delivery, zero P1 defect. You know that, right? I'm not in a position to ask for any budget at this point of time. Don't disappoint me now. Now we have a next meeting. Let's focus on that. We have to work on the next release, right? Are you guys ready? Are we ready for the meeting? Already done some preparation. I think we should be good to go for the next meeting, sir. Have you sent the file to me? Had we had any review meeting? I don't think so. I don't think we are ready for it. We should postpone this meeting and we should be ready next time to deliver a defect-free product. You know that we need to postpone this meeting. We need to sync up first, do a proper review, and then we should go for this meeting. Sir, we have already postponed this meeting once and it won't look good. But if you say so, I'll postpone it. Let's sync up tomorrow to review this. Okay, now I'm very busy. Just let me do my work. We'll catch up later once you are ready. Okay, manager, busy, late night working at home. And wife approaches. Hey, aren't you going to sleep now? Yeah, Sudha, I'm very tired. I have this next release coming up. Hey, you just had release, right? You have a deployment last weekend, if I'm not wrong. You were working late for that. I know, but it wasn't very successful. I think I need to be more perfect. I'm busy. And you know that the appointment that we have scheduled for our kids I don't think I'll be able to make up for that. Why don't you take kids out? I really have a lot to achieve in this quarter. Wife goes back disappointed, and the manager Suresh busy working late night chasing perfection. So on one side, we saw manager Ramesh, while he appreciates small victories by the team, celebrates Ramesh. While Ramesh has set a realistic target for his team, Ramesh has been unrealistic, expecting his team to be perfect, to do a zero defect delivery. While Suresh is having a good work-life balance, Ramesh is low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and having a not so good relation at workplace and with the team. Now, here with this, I want to explain that unhealthy perfectionism is one when you set unrealistically high goals for yourself and others. You often procrastinate as per your standard. You become too critical of yourself and others, having low self-esteem, and often leads to depression. So, at any given point of time, I would recommend instead of chasing perfection, review goals often, see whether they are realistic, be consistent, focus on learning, and strive for excellence rather demanding perfection. That's it from my end.
Thank you, Garima. Please give her a warm round of applause. Perfectionism is not a quest for the best, it is a pursuit of the worst in ourselves. The part that tells us that nothing we will do will ever be good enough, that we should try again. With that, let me introduce our second speaker who is being evaluated by someone who has been a Toastmaster since 2019 and who loves talking and making friends, a passionate dancer, and a business analyst in a fintech firm. She is a pathbreaker and a distinguished Toastmaster and has taken up all the 7 XCOM roles in our Toastmaster journey. She believes and lives by the quote, intention over perfection. Please welcome DTM Yashika. I request DTM Rashika to set the objectives for our speaker.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are.
Well, my quote actually resonating with the speaker today is completely a surprise. So thank you so much, Garima, as well, for bringing out the intention over perfection part. But nevertheless, my speaker for today's meeting is going to attempt their L2P1, which is understanding your communication style, in which the member is the purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identifying their own primary style. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share the impact of their style in general. The speech can be humorous or informative or anything that the speaker wants to. It should be a well organized speech, and the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes for the timer to a heads up for the timer. I wish my speaker, Toastmaster Angelina, all the very best, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, DTM Yashika. Our next speaker, as a perfectionist, she has often been labeled as meticulous and demanding. She invites you to explore the world of precision and uncover why there is nothing wrong with striving for excellence. Angelina, the enigma of excellence inside the perfectionist's world. The enigma of excellence inside the perfectionist's world. Angelina.
Thank you, Toastmasters, Richard. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of Toastmasters, and welcome guests. I would like to start today's speech with a quote that resonates deeply with the essence of my communication style. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. These words were from Vince Lombardi that reflect the core of what it means to be a perfectionist. Within this quote lies a hint of the communication style in which I will be conversing. Well, can any one of you guys tell me which communication style this attributes to? Anyone? No one? Okay, that's completely fine. Today, I stand before you to communicate in my communication style while delving into the life of a perfectionist, unraveling the precision and the values that underpin this unique communication style of an analyst. In the next several minutes, I'll explore the virtues and at times the misconceptions that surround individuals who embody the analytical communication style like me. A perfectionist is often associated with traits such as precision, exactness, and logical thinking. We are systematic and task oriented, driven by the pursuit of excellence in everything we do. Our commitment to precision ensures that we approach tasks with meticulous attention to detail, striving for outcomes that are clear, accurate, and unambiguous. Consider, for example, the engineer meticulously designing a bridge to withstand the test of time, or the accountant ensuring every financial figure is correct to the last decimal. These are examples of the precision that perfectionists bring to their work, ensuring safety, reliability, and accuracy in our world. However, perfectionists are sometimes misunderstood. They may be perceived as perfection obsessed or difficult to work with. Yes, I am a perfectionist as well in the things I do and the things that I am aware of. It's important to clarify that our pursuit of perfection is not about obsession, but about a dedication to achieving excellence. We appreciate structure and order because we believe it leads to superior results. In truth, we're not striving for the impossible, but for the best possible outcome in every situation. Our meticulous nature isn't about nitpicking, but about ensuring that the end product or result is of the highest quality. At the heart of the perfectionist motivation is the quest for certainty and not to be dubious. We need to be sure of our position and the expectations of others. This needs for certainty ensure it ensures that our work is reliable and well thought out. We approach tasks and decisions ready for the risk of errors or oversight. Personally, for me, another reason for the same to not deal with the errors that could potentially rise within the same. Time is really precious, as we all know. So it's better to get the work done in tip-top shape, lest that it collides with another important work we have to do amidst the correction of errors that arise, as I might have a bigger fish to fry. Consider a medical professional diagnosing a complex illness or a surgeon performing a surgical procedure on a patient. The meticulous approach ensures that no stone is left unturned and the patient's well-being is safeguarded. This is because his or her life matters to their family, and it's not just for himself or herself always. They might have to take care of a family, and they might have dear ones who love them so much. A tiny mistake cannot cost his or her life. Otherwise, think about the consequences. But it's essential to recognize that there can be consequences to perfectionism as well. Our pursuit of excellence may lead to investing too much time on a task or a project. We might experience moments of burnout, and our quest for perfection could result in missed opportunities, especially when a swift decision is required. Here's an example. Personally, I do have a bit of OCD on the same. OCD is compulsive disorder. It is a mental health condition characterized by cycle of obsessions and compulsions. While people often confuse the terminology with only those who have exceptionally high hygiene standards, in fact, it's not so. My OCD is with respect to the work I do That is to achieve the maximum perfection I can on a work assigned to me. And to be honest, I can be quite a busy person and it is really hard for me to deal with it later. If I'm working on another assignment, that is, because my attention would be divided in case the work I have done is not up to the mark and I have to make corrections for the same. But did this take a toll on me? Is it all right to always flaunt that I'm a perfectionist? No. While it might be really hard for me to say it, it does exhaust me mentally and physically. There are times when being a perfectionist won't help, like having a tight schedule to finish something that doesn't need final touches. Still, it would bother me because I haven't done it well enough. And I would personally overthink about it unless and until it is fixed. Yes, it is something that I have to work on. To strike a balance, we must learn to harness our strengths while being mindful of when to let go. Perfectionists can benefit from collaborating with those who offer fresh perspectives and creative solutions, which can help us find a harmonious middle ground. It is also a way where we lay down our armor and rest. In conclusion, the life of a perfectionist is not one of rigidity or obsession, but one rooted in the values of precision, excellence, and unwavering commitment to quality. We strive for perfection, not for the sake of perfection itself, but to catch excellence in our pursuits. I'll leave you all with one more relevant quote, this time from Harriet Brawlker. Striving for excellence motivates you, but striving for perfection is demoralizing. That being said, thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Angelina, for that excellent speech. Can you please give a huge round of applause to Angelina? As Richie Norton said, perfectionism is a disease, procrastination is a disease, action is the cure. With that, let me invite our evaluator for our third speaker, who is someone whose motto is to be someone who her younger self is proud of. She wants to do so by sticking to the same values that have defined her ever since her childhood. She joined Toastmasters to challenge herself to do what she is afraid of, but also thrills her the most. That is by speaking. So please welcome Toastmaster Sharanya. I request Toastmaster Sharanya to set out the objectives for our third speaker for the day.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, and a special good morning to my target speaker, Toastmaster Brahma Ganesh. Toastmaster Brahma Ganesh is going to be attempting his L1 P2 in the pathway Strategic Relationships. The purpose of this project is to learn and review the basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well organized speech on any topic. I like to request the timer that the timing of the speech is between 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Brahma Ganesh, there is nothing to be dubious about. Take a deep breath and speak your heart out. Good luck.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharanya. With that, let me invite our third speaker. Our third speaker says, the one who thinks words are true wealth. Ganesh, fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks, Ganesh.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Ganesh, as our dear Modi just introduced me, and as he introduced himself, I'm also trying to be a man of few words. And with that being said, a few words which are relevant words, words that convey a message, that have an essence. Now, well, my title of the speech is fill in the blanks. Doesn't that ring a bell somewhere? Don't you think? Maybe if you jog down your memory a bit, you can go back to your schooling and remember your teachers probably completely running after you to get you to do something like fill in the blanks or match the following. Right? And fill in the blanks is, I mean, match the following is something like you see the options over there, you match it. There's a good chance that you might get it right. Fill in the blanks if you know the answer, you can. If you don't, it's done. You're losing a mark, and teachers and parents and anyone who cares about those marks are going to be after you for not writing it. Believe me, this is a very still, I mean, I've come out of JEE, but it's still like a very new experience because I've just finished my exams yesterday. And now, if we move up a bit to my personal life, in 10th, my social teacher was very specific about fill in the blanks. He loved this section in question paper so much, he used to prepare it as good as UPSC people. And believe you me, I had to read the social textbook for that, which I don't like to. Because dates, statistics, and whatnot. It is, I mean, for a 10th class student, all that is a headache. Because, that's a jolly good age. You want to go around, be with your friends, enjoy life, right? But in one economics class that I remember, which he was teaching us about conventional economics. And the topic was demand and supply. Okay, let's not be dubious about this. I know I'm giving a speech, and I have rather, a bigger fish to fry, completing my speech and give you the essence of my speech. But coming back, now see, demand and supply is one topic that it actually made an impact the moment I heard about it. And that was probably one of the first classes that I ever enjoyed in economics, but because I usually sleep in the class. I mean, it's boring. You can't blame me for that. I mean, you know. So that is that. And with that being said, let's see how demand and supply is actually a thing. Now, getting into the thoughts a bit deeper, if you try to fathom things the way they are, demand and supply, wherever there is demand, you supply. And that maintains a balance in life, isn't it? That means maintains a balance in an economy, in a nation, and probably the other terms like GDP, etc., etc. Now, I thought to myself, how does this demand and supply has just confined itself to economics? Doesn't it make sense that wherever there is demand, there should be a supply so that there is a balance that is supposed to be maintained? Can't we imply or implicate or impart such knowledge to a thing like life? I'm pretty sure we can. But now I started thinking a bit deeper. One day I realized demand and supply is not just limited to economics. It is limited to a lot of things. Not limited, it is unlimited. It is like the vast knowledge. As much as the knowledge goes over the horizon, till there you will see the subject of demand and supply everywhere. And now, as I'm speaking into the relevance of this club, I'll be speaking more about how words made more sense in terms of demand and supply in my life personally. So the more I thought about it, the more I observed there were many people I see who have conflicts, who have arguments, who end up in a, say, slightly different ends on the same topic. So there is always balance that is supposed to be respected, isn't it? We all can agree probably that the ecosystem is not going in a really good condition. So we're striving to get back that balance and do whatever we can in that sense. And balance, with that being said, demand and supply acts in the same way. Wherever there is the demand, the need of the situation, that you have to speak and your words have to make an impact. You supply your words in such a way that you make an impact and you make it meaningfully. That is the whole point of this, isn't it? You strive to create a balance. And when you try to create a balance, there is probably not perfection because that is ideal. It can be real. This is real. Realism, hence, is a very closely relating topic to what I can call demand and supply in effective communication. And with all this demand and supply in communication, why am I speaking? Because I realize words are power. They are the true power a person can achieve by just speaking. Isn't that crazy? You have the ability to do whatever you want without even acting on it. You can speak about it, make people do it for you, or you can speak and get what you want. That is the power words have. And wherever there is that demand, wherever that is sensed, the need of speaking in such a way, I think the maturity of supplying those words to the person, for the person, or for the situation will make you a better person in general. Now, to clear the fog and complete the message, this world requires or runs on a demand of balance. And I, as a speaker, want to strive and maintain that balance and speak in ways that can make me an effective speaker by supplying such words. With that being said, that's it. That's all. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Ganesh, for filling in the blanks for us with your beautifully crafted speech. So, can we please give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Ganesh? That concludes the prepared speeches section. Now, before we begin the next session, let me tell you the second value that I carry everywhere I go: loyalty. Now, loyalty is about being there for the people that you care about, even when things are tough. It's about standing by them through thick and thin. Now, when I was working in my previous role, I struggled a lot to understand the roles and responsibilities of the role. It took me a year to get a hang of the work. And in a team of 5, there was only one person who was so helpful to me. And she also helpful to help me crack to the role of assistant vice president. We disagree on a lot of things, but I am loyal to her because she helped me through a difficult time. Because loyalty is the strongest glue which makes a relationship last for a lifetime. Let's move on to the round 3 table topics. Now it's my time for the table topics section. So to conduct the table topics, please welcome our table topics master. Table topics master has been a Toastmaster since 2020. She's been part of the district PR team. She's someone who is fascinated to watch the sunset and skyrise every day. And she keeps trying new things and challenges herself towards and beyond. But ironically, she's also a human version of Panda. So can we please give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Divya?
Thank you, Toastmaster Richard, for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. We all know table topics is something like the impromptu speech section of the Toastmasters meeting. And it's something I am very excited to take part in. And I'm on the other side of the stage today. Table topics is nothing but you'll be given a topic and you'll have to speak on it for 1 to 2 minutes. And anyone in the meeting are welcome to take up a topic and speak. And also, I would request all of you to use the word of the day and the idiom of the day in your speech. That would be a great thing. Pin the timer so that you know you're not out of the timings. Let's start with the first topic. Who is my first volunteer?
I can take it up.
Sorry, I couldn't get your name.
Parish.
Yeah, Parish. So your topic is If you could instill one core value in everyone on earth, what would it be and why?
As an engineer in my career, there have been many instances wherein I have jumped into multiple roles, but those roles were not straightforward. It was not a linear progression. It was kind of like a exponential progression wherein I moved from being a mechanical engineer, then shifting into embedded systems, then into automotive controls, and now finally into project management. But every time when I entered into that domain, I had a sense of realization that, okay, this is very much important for my career. And when I used to step, I used to face this issue of not coping up with the senior people. So I was always been considered as a fresher. And it was really frustrating for me. And many a times I felt like giving up, but there was something inside me which was not ready to give up. But still, again, I was not progressing that fast. One fine day, I came across this book called as The Courage to be Disliked by Ishiko Kishime. It's a Japanese author book. And there are three principles which the book basically talks about: self-acceptance, courage to change it, and third is contributing to others. So from the day I started following these three rules of self-acceptance, courage to change, and contributing to others, there was kind of a paradigm shift in my approach which I followed in my career with respect to progression, with respect to the new task, with respect to the confidence with which I used to talk to people. Now, it was a very simple thing which probably we might have learned in the moral science, in our moral science lessons and all. But we somehow get carried away in the modern world saying that, okay, we are great, we are very much applicable to the world which we are living in. But forget these basic things. And I had to revisit a book, read a book, spend almost 1 month to understand this thing. So my one core value to everybody is you have in it you. It's just that you need to make sure that you use it properly. With that, I would like to hand it over back to TT. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Parish, for that take on the topic. Who do we have next? Next volunteer, please. We have 20 people. Okay, 19 now. Supriya, yeah. Yes, Supriya. So here's your topic. What's that one value you hold most dear to you? And how does it influence your decisions?
I think the value that I hold the most close to my heart is empathy, is try to understand how the other person is feeling or what they might be going through. I feel a lot of time, like in the world that we live in, we put like really happy photos on Instagram. We'll always capture what we're doing. We'll try to be the most happening person, but we rarely put all the moments where we're sad or where we're down. And a lot of times we'll put up this brave face where we'll tell people we're really all right, but deep down we'll just be having a really bad day. So if I'm making a decision, if especially if it involves other people, I try to make sure to understand whether I'm accommodating them. Is there something that they are going through that I'm not able to understand? Or if I have any confusions also, I'll just go and ask them, hey, is this all right? Does this work for everybody? And if someone comes up and tells me, hey, I may not be free, or I have another commitment, then I try to refigure things out with everybody. So I feel like understanding what another person goes through is really important, and it's something that a lot of people don't do. A lot of times we're too lost in our own problems, and everyone has their own fair of challenges, but a lot of times we forget to see the bigger picture. So that's one thing that I always try to look through. Thank you.
Thank you, Supriya. Thanks for bringing that point. And I feel, yeah, empathy is very important in this busy world of us. Who is the next volunteer? We do have few guests in the meeting. Mitesh, Mathur. Yeah, I see Ganesh picking up. raising his hand. Yes. Your topic is, what's a value you wish to pass on to the future generations, and how can you ensure it's upheld?
At present, looking at the world right now, I think the one of the most important values is to speak the truth. Be honest, be transparent. Because in understanding something or in trying to achieve something, people will go through all sorts of turmoil, cover up things, push things under the carpet, go to the extent of manipulating people to get what they want. I understand it is a sense of achievement, or in most times even desperation in the worst case scenario. But then what is done is what is done, and what is good is what is good, and there is no covering that up. So in my opinion, if people are being bad, or if they are doing something for the sake of it, I don't expect people to be diplomatic in terms of at least interpersonal communication. Of course, if it is something formal, we cannot expect them to be so close saying, "Hey buddy, you know what, I don't want to listen to you, bye bye." That is, no, that's not acceptable. But then at least with the few people that you care about, or those people who care about you, diplomacy is not a thing. Honesty would be the thing. No matter how hurtful it be, you don't have to be blunt with it. But then being honest is something that is usually respected, has been respected, and I'm pretty sure it will be respected if we try to conserve the idea of being real with everyone. That's all.
Thanks, Ganesh, for picking that topic, and that was a nice take. Who do we have next? Do we have time for one more table topic? Yeah, I see Madhur raising his hand. Yeah. Okay, so your topic is, name a value that has shifted or evolved in your life, and how did you prompt that change?
Since childhood, I was asked to do the things which are good, especially by parents and teachers. Now, growing up, this value inculcate in me so deeply that even today I practice this. And this is the value we call discipline. My family background is, I come from a family of farmer, and they are so disciplined because to earn a bread they have to do a lot of work, like waking up early morning and doing all the stuff and go to the work at farm. So the discipline of following your task is inculcated in me so deeply. And but in our generation, many of us are very dubious, not sure what to do, and they don't follow any routines. But if they accept or they practice this value, I'm pretty sure that result will come so fast in their life that they can see the change quickly. And also being consistent with the discipline is the best way to do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mother. That was a really nice take. And yeah, I think discipline is something very important, and that's how they push us in to follow discipline during our school, and that's very important to all of us in our later lives. Okay, last volunteer for today. One more topic. Nasima, do you want to try? Okay. Okay, one more volunteer. and then we can wind up. Yeah, I see Siddharth.
Yeah.
Thanks, Siddharth.
Sure.
Okay, your topic would be discuss a historical figure or leader who exemplified a value you admire.
Right. I'll just take a few seconds. Yeah. I'm sorry, I think it's an issue with my laptop, but we've all heard of the Indian independence. When did it happen? 1947. Yes. Now, what happened is when India was getting its independence, there was a movement called Princestan. There were 562 princely states in the Indian subcontinent. There was a task of uniting all of this and asking all of them to ascend to the Republic of India to be a part of India. Now, the British would be leaving, that was decided. And the entire process was in a very staggered manner. It was not just a one-day event that they would leave and we'll become India, but everything it had to be a slow process where everything had to be handed over one day, day by day. And the biggest task was Princestan wanted to fight against India. The different rulers of, let's say, Jaipur, Hyderabad, etc., they did not want to ascend to India, so they formed a country of their own. Now, what happened here is the Home Minister back then, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, had hired somebody called P.V. Menon. You have all heard of P.V. Menon, right? We have not heard much of P.V. Menon. We always hear that Sardar Patel united India, which is true. But under Sardar Patel, his secretary, P.V. Menon actually went onto the ground, worked with all these princely states in different diplomatic manners. Some places, this person just went on to speak about, how it's beneficial. And they had three different rules about ascending to India. That you'll be, again, three different factors. But the entire thing that happened, it was something that just evoked a lot of curiosity in me on how we should also approach our day-to-day life and be very persistent about what we want to do and have a clear goal. The clear goal factor was what I saw Dr. P.V. Menon embellish and display in the entire unionization of India. And that's the historical figure that I would like to talk about. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Divya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Siddharth, for that take on the topic. I think it was a great meeting today and we had a good number of table topics. I hand over my stage to Toastmaster Richard.
Thank you, Divya. Thank you all for participating in the table topic section. And the table topics were so relevant to the theme of today's. Before we move on to the last section, the last value that I carry with me is something called as honor. Honor is about doing the right thing, even when it's not easy. It's about being honest, even when it's inconvenient. It's about keeping your promises, even when it's difficult. 9 years ago, I decided to never play rugby again. I say that again, rugby again. But on July 31st, 2023, at about 5:53 p.m., I get a message from my ex-teammate telling we have a touch tournament. So we do not have to tackle anybody this time. Just it's a touch tournament. Come, let's play. I immediately said yes. The reason is that he helped me a lot during my playing days. He would always pitch in for my breakfast, coffee, tea, even though I didn't have much money in my college days. Now I admire him for never making me feel bad about it. So I always break my rules for such friends. And what happened after going to the tournament was another story in itself because I ended up tearing my ACL, having a surgery just 3 weeks ago after breaking my knee. That was a different story, but you have to honor your word. You have to go because I didn't know what would happen after going and playing the tournament. And I am responsible for my decisions. So honor is my third and last value that I carry very close to my heart. As you read these values, or as you have heard a lot of values that everybody has spoken about today, I encourage you to reflect upon your values. What principles illuminate your journey? How do they influence your choices? Now we move into the final segment of today's meeting, the evaluation section. Today, to conduct the evaluation, please welcome back to the stage our general evaluator, Toastmaster Gopika.
Thank you, Timon Richard. So here are we for being a good listener. Let us here call the evaluators for the prepared speech. So I'm glad to invite first with let's go with speaker two, evaluator Yashika. Yashika.
Yeah, can you hear me and see me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator, and a special thank you to my speaker, Toastmaster Angelina. As we were talking so much about perfection and success, excellence, your speech struck a chord with me because trust me, I have been in that position where I wanted to do a lot of things with perfection. But what I did understand from your speech was perfection is not just about doing something for the sake of it, but it's also doing because we want to perform something meticulously. So that context was really brought well in your speech, and I really loved the title as well, the Enigma of Excellence, because enigma is generally related to something which is I mean, secret or magic, right? Enchanted or something like that. So I really love the context that you built with respect to excellence as well as perfection. The things that I really like was also the usages of, I mean, I'm sure grammarian will give their report, but over the course of your speech, there were a lot of instances where you did use a lot of good grammar, a lot of good vocabulary, a lot of good similes that you were trying to resonate with your speech when you were giving perfection as well as excellence. And I really would want to give a thundering round of applause to you for using the word of the day and idiom of the day just in this particular meeting when you got to hear it right away and you tried to incorporate it. So kudos to you on having that, presence of mind as well to incorporate those. Coming to the section of your objective, you did mention about the analytical part of communication style that you resonate yourself with, and you did try to give a lot of quotes from different speakers, people. But what I found missing was how did that impact you in general? For example, you did brought up analytical part of your communication, but I missed out on examples that you resonated or you kind of incorporated while you were doing some work, which led to that analytical communication come forward. Maybe when you were talking to somebody in a group or doing some work in a team, that part of communication, I kind of, you did highlight your style of communication, but I was looking forward to your personal example of you incorporating analytical communication in your daily life as well. The other thing that I would also like to recommend is your hand gestures and your blur background. Now, you are a very expressive speaker. Whenever you were trying to tell something, your hand gestures were there, your body language was there. But at times, it was so distracting that I was not able to concentrate properly in what you were actually speaking. That also resulted along with your blur background because there were instances where your face was also getting blur along with your blur background. So that expression, body language kind of did went go missing. So that are the two things that I would like you to challenge yourself with or try and incorporate. But other than that, I felt the speech did come out really well. We are talking about perfection and excellence and everything, and your speech did resonate with a lot of people around here. So kudos to you. Just a few things with respect to your hand gestures and also incorporating a personal example in your objective of the story would definitely make your speech go places. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yashika and Angelina, for completing your pathway. And you did present it at your best. And hope this feedback is going to be very useful. I think Yashika put it very highlighted and also presented the where you have to focus on. So before I covering up, I'll call with speaker one, evaluator.
General Evaluator, hello everyone, and hi Toastmaster Garima. For your speech today, Chasing Perfection, I'm not sure whether your speech, do you think it was perfect? Anyways,
I don't think so.
perfectionism is all we all can just chase, but I think everyone all have something or the other to improve. So let me start with what went really well in your speech, and there were plenty of things with you attempting your speech on vocal variety and body language. I think a lot of things are there which I can point out that you did really, really well. The first and foremost thing, the characters that you and the scenarios that you presented in your story today, in your speech today, they were so real and relatable. And I think each one of us, at least the ones who are working, I'm not talking about the tab people because they may still be in college, but yeah, the rest of the people who are working can so much relate to it, considering we all go to offices, we all come back home, we all see managers acting like that, right? And slightest of mistakes get highlighted that way. So relatable. Kudos to you for bringing those stories out. The second thing which think went really well in your speech is your vocal, right? When I say vocal, it was your clarity and your pace of speaking. I think you had long sentences, you used very good vocabulary, words grammatically so correct, and with all of these also I was able to follow every word that you said, right? The entire dialogues I was able to follow them. So very well done on your clarity of voice and your pace that with which you spoke throughout the speech. uh, Coming to the third point which I think went really well is your body language. The way you used different spaces to designate your characters, along with the fact that you brought in the use of chair as a prop to showcase that people are sitting and working on the system. Very well done. I think that made your story or those characters, uh, you designated places, right? So I was so really able to relate to, hey, who's speaking right now. Well done. Coming to the points of improvements, I have two for you today. The first being dialogues. Most of your story was dialogues. What I want you is to make sure that when you are going for the dialogue of a boss or a manager, do not use sentences like, I think we need to meet again. The manager can simply say, let's meet again tomorrow at this time. A little bossy tone, right? In your dialogues. So bring that out in your dialogues, and that will help again audience connect that, hey, this is the boss or the manager speaking, right? That bossy tone will come. The second thing which I want you to improve on is the vocal variety. I think when you were talking about Suresh, or the person who was actually sitting on the desk, the employee, right? That meek voice did come out a little low in confidence. That part of it did come out very well. However, when you were talking about the manager, right, that haughtiness of a manager or that bossy character, I think that's something you can practice on more in your vocal variety. Apart from that, I think a very relatable speech. You did a fantastic job. Again, you are very good with your English grammar and the usages of words. I love it. Keep coming back. With that, back to you, General Evaluator.
Okay. Again, congratulations to speaker one, and you also did your best, and the topic and the presentation was pretty much better, and I can resonate with the points which was discussed by Richa. So move to again to evaluation. Let me continue with calling speaker three, evaluator.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Everybody fill in the blanks. Toastmaster Ganesh dash his speech. I'd say enlightened us with his speech. You began off talking about your title that was fill in the blanks and took us down a small memory lane about fill in the blanks in school and match the following as well. I personally liked it a lot that you could connect with the audience at the right in the beginning of the speech. Even I giggled a bit and thought about my school days, and I could really relate and connect with you. That's a very good way of connecting with the audience. Then you talked about how you learned about demand and supply in economics class. And though the class did not interest you very much, you learned something about life through this topic. This is a very good way by which we all can sit back and think about how the theoretical topics that we learned in school or college can be applied into daily life. May it be like the laws of attraction of physics. Here, Toastmaster Ganesh talked about how demand and supply can be used in our real life. He talked about how there was a need and the supply for the hour is about maintaining a balance, and how words without even making actions can make a point. And you did that with your speech today. You had perfect gestures, such as when you were distressed, you show that through your hands. And that's a very good way of conveying emotions. You just don't have to use words or expressions, you can use actions as well. Your comfort level is something I would like to talk about with the audience. When you are so comfortable with the audience, you break that wall that is there between the audience and the speaker in such a way it's not just a theoretical speech or a bunch of information. It's like a conversation with a friend. However, there's always a few areas where we can improve. This comfort and the vocal variety that you are really good at can be a double edged sword. Why do I say that? It's because you tend to drag a bit the starting parts of your sentences, and that can make it a little more informal and not straight to the point. And the strength and weight of what you're saying after the beginning of the sentence kind of goes down. That is something you could take into consideration and go right at the point and have a bit more weight at the beginning of your sentences. One more thing that you can take into consideration is you do tend to build suspense. But as building suspense is really good, you talked about how demand and supply, like about that you were going to speak about demand and supply, but how it was being applied came a little towards the end of your speech. While you can come right to the point as soon as you're saying about demand and supply, build suspense, talk about it. Maybe build suspense again and talk about it. You can alternate between the two. So, summarizing everything, you related very well to the audience. You had amazing gestures. The comfort level was good, and the improvements could be you could shorten down this beginning of your sentences and as well as come straight to the point. That is a very good speech, Toastmaster Ganesh. That's the end of my evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharanya, and congratulations for the speaker, 3-2. So, like being the listener for the prepared speech, I'm so glad that I was being a general evaluator representing the very well experienced evaluators here for today, and even in the leadership roles. Like, I think I gain more knowledge from the evaluators compared to my experience. And I should be saying speakers are now like correctly mapped to the evaluators, and it was picturized very perfectly from their side, and all the three were in different methods of evaluation. So I it was methodical way of presentation. It was like pointing out and summarizing it again. That's another way of evaluation I observed. And where one evaluator was all of them were able to encourage the speaker with their existing skill, and also highlighted like the points where they have to look into clear with the examples. So this which I like the evaluations went well for all the three evaluations. So before stepping to it, let's see it was on the correct pace and what are the improvement areas which being a listener we should be looking into. Let me call the grammarian for today. I think she will be have a good amount of note. Let's start with grammarian.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm back with my grammarian report. So I'll start off with all the good usages. So the words that I really liked in the meeting were disappointed, celebration, perfectionism, procrastinate, meticulous, enigma, precision, delving, unraveling, implicate, paradigm, turmoil, embellish, double-edged sword, phantom, and lest. And now coming to the phrases that I really liked. So in our meeting, I noticed there were a lot of good phrases. It was really nice to hear, like everyone, be it the speaker, the evaluator, everyone had used so many good phrases. I noted down some of them, which are quest for the best, jolly good age, different ends on the same carpet, clear the fog, push under the carpet, struck a chord, took us down the memory lane and break the wall. And there were certain quotes which were just related to perfectionism. They were amazing. They were very apt. So kudos to everyone who used all the phrases and the words. And improper usages, I could barely find any, if I were to be really honest. And I'm not saying that because I'm the grammarian and I want the whole meeting to sound good. But with this particular meeting, I genuinely did not find slip ups. So great job, everyone. Please keep this up. And that's all from my end.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Supriya. I think you just give a recap of the words which we listened and we missed. We want to retain for this meeting. And yes, let's see what are our ups and downs and our counter report. Toastmaster Veera.
Yeah, hi, Yopika. Thanks a lot. So before that, let me present the report. Just a minute. So everyone can view the report, right? It's clear now?
It's clear.
Am I audible? Yeah, thank you. So we'll start with prepared speeches. Garima, it's like well matured the speech, and over there I can feel 2 or 3 repeats like but, will catch up and all. Other than that, there was some break in the words like one revenue, 1 million revenue. But you know, what about, what do you think about? These are the things which I have noticed. And Angelina, I have seen only 2 repeats like ensures and create. Apart from that, everything went well. With Ganesh, I have seen as one and so as one. And there are few repeats like wherever that is. Other than that, I have also seen some pauses like phrases like and well, maybe, you know, I mean. These are the things I have noticed. And coming back to the table topics, Parish, I have seen 3 hours and 2 so and 2 but. And there was 1 repeat that is small signs. Supriya, I have seen 2 and 1 so. And there was 1 repeat like kind of, you know, kind of thing, which I felt it is like unwanted. Ganesh, I have seen 1 so and 2 are. And Atur, I have seen like 5 plus are and 1 and 1 but. And childhood, it repeated twice. And other than that, and that are more used where it is not required. And coming to Siddharth, it's like 5 plus I have noticed. Next, it goes to speech evaluators. Toastmaster Richa, it is like 5 plus, more than 5 it is used, and 2. These are things I have noticed. And Toastmaster Ishika, it is 5 plus, like more than 5 uses of and only 1 repeat, that is I. And Serenia, it is like 2 1 like, 1 but, and there are 2 repeats like supplier and talk about it. Yeah. Now I came to know why it is called as counter. More uses of us.
Okay. That
That's it. Back to you, Claude.
was, yes, that was pretty lengthy, but it was very clear. So on top of that, we are already running late and we already very edged to the agenda, but still we will go with the timer report and see where we lag. Timer, Krishna, please share.
Thank you, Gopika. I played this timer role even last week. Since then, whenever I see green color, I'm saying minimum time and qualifying time. So my wife and kid are saying, what is wrong with you, KK? So anyway, so this time also I'm playing the same role. So let me share the screen. Hope you all can see the time screen. So these are the time each and every participant utilized, and mostly I see each and everyone utilize their time very effectively. And only one case I see, like maybe Garima, she could like actually given time is 7 minutes, so she utilized 7 minutes 45 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, little bit more. Maybe I hope next time she will prepare more well, and she will utilize within the given time. Otherwise, everybody utilized their time very effectively. Thank you all, each and everyone.
Okay. So that was a timer report. Yes. So like as I already said, we were running the session late, and it's approximately 10 minutes we had run late, and that's where like we have crossed. And as a timer report, I think there are few missings from your side where I was not able to see you consistently. There was a virtual background timer cards. I don't know if it's a miss from my side. Can anyone confirm that timer cards were consistently up?
Yeah, I have seen that. It's good.
Okay, because like on that report, like I didn't see it was showing for Krishna Kant a blur background. So I noticed that the timer was not. I cannot stay still. That sometimes the timer code was not up. Maybe that can be a network issue from my side. So moving to the detailed report on GE. So I'm so happy that there was a good count of attendees this time, and as how the single club runs, it was Rendezvous session is like we all like had individual learnings and a group learnings also from each of our clubs, and it's a different kind of flavors of people. So with that, like I'll start with the evaluation with the tag team. So in tag team, the timer report was pretty much clear, but wherein which like you can add the improvement areas where how we can start it on time and all. So I think you phrased it, but um, like you can add more points if you can suggest, because it's a Rendezvous meeting we are frequently conduct, right? So even if we happen in next term or upcoming months, it will add value to each of the club actually. So you did your best and you like phrased it properly. And the second, then the counter report was clear, but the where I felt like the chart you phrased was correct, but the way you presented was with the same tone of the count you repeated. Instead, you can add the highlighted in such a way that it's very catchy to the people, as we have more than like people, and even for the guest, it will be a little bit understanding. I know the counts make sense, but otherwise, like where can be improved. And I didn't see few of the people. Even you can add the guest. I think you missed that, but it will be initially, even though they are not the Toastmasters, it will be a great pleasure for them that if you give that count so that they're aware of it, where they're already lagging. Then grammarian, I think you bought the best word of the day and the idiom, and everyone used. I saw many thumbs up in everyone when everyone was speaking, and the way you called was like I was just recollecting from the narration from essay to a transition of every role. So you just pointed out the best usages and also the words, which was like a recap. But anyhow, if you present it at a one shot in the screen, that makes sense. Like it was like we will be able to readily read, and at least some people notes. I have seen the audience might note it, some good phrase for their upcoming speech or any presentation. And I think you can do it in the next meeting once you present a grammarian role again. The otherwise, I expected few tips, at least for me, that you can add. Like I know, like I missed to use the word of the day and grammar idiom, like where in which how we can add. So that is kind of a tip where a grammarian can give. But I appreciate you presented your best. And now going to the T mod, like you were using the best words to boost up our meeting, like asking each individuals compare their thoughts. Like for me, it was kindness and responsibility. So it's like a involving everyone with the words which we should be thinking in our daily life, and just to compare, we think on each word which should be chosen. So that I think you brought that energy like once we start the meeting. And yes, table topic was like another wow moments, I will say. Like it was all with the new thoughts, and everyone shared their thoughts, and the phrases was pretty much related to everyone. So everyone got the chance to share their thoughts in the feed and present it at their best. And table topic session went very well. Then with the prepared speech, yes, it was all the perfectionism, imperfectionism, how they present it in individually on their tone with their stories and the gestures. But do we all now got a high level picture from the evaluators who presented uniquely one point? It was the background and the posture it present your speech. So I hear like the blurriness, even though like even in many contests, many evaluators have told this, whenever we are presenting and we felt that blurriness will discomfort the audience and evaluation. So why not choose a better background or keep the background playing as we are going in a virtual mode? So which makes to have a repetitive feedback again, and it add more gesture to your presentation in the screen, that too with like a big round of audience like this, more with 20 plus audience. So I think that we should all take it in consideration, let it be a prepared speech or any speech. So if we are standing and presenting, I think the plain background goes well. And otherwise, the evaluation methods the evaluators used was perfect. And the content for each speakers was very well, having insights for us. And it was all good storytelling and presentations. And yes. So with that, like I have few other points which we can add, think about it on the Rendezvous meeting for future connections. And these three clubs, I think almost few of the like team leads, I'm aware, people like Yashiga's, even my club, like they were all into high level leadership roles, and they are like were our inspiration, how they speak and how they present. So there was learning for each of the club members and even guests. So here are my few points where we can note it out. As we are going with the Rendezvous, we know that we may have more count of people going with hybrid and in person. It would be great that if we rename ourselves with the role takers. For example, Gopi Copy G. So which makes sense that I'm a role taker. I know I presented myself as guest, but we can think about it so that even the times it's very clear who are the role takers and who are the guests. And for few people, like I think we have take the name like with the club name, so which make not sure once we are not aware of the name as we are meeting them, we may get confused what the speaker's name is. So just put the name, those things come clear, which makes it easy. And other thing I felt is like initially the video audio check wasn't much done in the networking time. So if we had a good length of timing for that, which makes it easier to make sure the audio video is already done and it's clear. And I think the guests participated very well, and I appreciate the like participating in the Rendezvous meeting and give yourself a chance to know where are you in the speaking skills. So that's what I really impressed on. Then I saw like it's not just pinpointing, but it's a best practice that once we are in the video, if we have to move out from the place or if you want to have any food or something, just it's the best way to form a discipline where we should go off on video and have it, or whatever distractions we have, we just do it in the background so that it's not impacting the audience who is presenting or anything. So it's a simple thing that we also learned Toastmaster, how to keep it disciplined and how to be like bring the presence of mind to the meeting. So I think these are the small points we have to look into the meeting. Let it be anything to personal or professional level, which we will give once we go to the leadership roles. Otherwise, I think I covered evaluators, yes, tag team, table topics master. I think Divya left, but I think she did her best to pin, take the volunteers and choose it wisely, and even gave the topics in such a way that people are involved. And essay, yes, you also did it the best to pull the people on time, but there was a delay. It was okay, like you did your best to cover. At least we are now 10 minutes late only. So I'm happy that I was able to be part of this Rendezvous meeting, and yeah, few of the clubs are new to me, but Speaker Squad I have attended and Amrita also have attended, and new phases, so that I were able to learn few of the things from you also. And I think that's all from my side. Over to Demod.
Thank you, General Evaluator and the team for all your observations and feedback. Did you all enjoy the session? With that, I will be providing the voting link. So kindly please vote for your best role takers. You can please look into the chat and please vote for your best role takers. Let me know if you're facing any issues. While you are voting, if anybody wants to say something, give your thoughts about the meeting, please do so.
Yeah, maybe I just want to add as part of GE, like for any word of the day or grammarian on any role, if you want to highlight, just once after narrating it, you can just double check if everyone is clear about it, or maybe you can respell the word and idea once again and repost it in the group. So that makes sense. Like anyone who is missed out or not misheard can confirm it is the perfect word we have to use for the day. So I think that should be fine for the guest also to make it clear that those words can be used. So I think I missed to tell this here.
Corrections has been made from Sharanya to Supriya. I have made the changes. Apologies for that. Guests, do you have any thoughts if you're there? Nitesh, Madhur, Shama, if you're there, please provide your thoughts. Siddharth, do you want to speak for a few minutes? You wanted to have a word in the end, right? So,
Hey, hi. Yeah, as the closing PO,
May I
that's
speak?
fine.
Okay.
okay, before we close, I will announce the
Okay.
winners. So, before that, Veera, you can go ahead.
No, I'm just mentioning like I can hear Siddharth, that's it.
Okay. So, I'll announce the winner, Siddharth, and then you can take over. Okay. So, we have received 15 responses. So, the best role taker goes to T Mod, which is myself. So, huge round of applause. Best auxiliary role taker, we have three-way tie. One is DTM Richa. The second is our counter Veera. And the third is Grammarian, which is Supriya. Best speaker, we have a clear winner, which is Toastmaster Angelina. So huge round of applause. Best evaluator goes to DTM Yashika. Best table topic speaker, there is a tie, which is Toastmaster Siddharth and Toastmaster Parish. Yes, now I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Siddharth.
Perfect. You all can unmute right now because I would request everybody to still give all of us a huge round of applause. Let's awaken the Saturday. I'm hoping and I can read people's faces that it was a great meeting today. It was a pleasure-filled meeting. There was something to take away, especially in the name of values. I once heard a quote which says, "Until you value yourself, you won't value your time. Until you value your time, you will not do anything with it." And what we are trying to do is we are trying to do something with our time. And in turn, we are trying to value ourselves. And again, it can go the other way as well. We value ourselves and value our time and are spending our time in Toastmasters by taking up some or the other role, spending some time actively participating. And today was one of those weekends, one of those days where we were able to do that. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you very much to Toastmasters Amrita Bangalore and Speaker Squad and my very own club, Capitaland Toastmasters Club. All these three clubs who probably in the last 2-3 days we all decided to come together, have this collaborative meeting, rendezvous as they call it, or a linkers meeting, and it was great to hear everybody's speeches. It was not just 10-15,000 random words, but they're all properly, nicely presented in different fashions. So thank you very much. With this, I would like to close the meeting. I am not in my place, so I don't have the gavel, but close the meeting. Yeah, please go ahead, Richard. Yeah. Thank you very much. We can have a group picture.
Yeah.
And yeah. Any inputs, comments, please put them in the chat window. Okay, now everybody is posing. We don't know who's taking the picture. Is anybody volunteering to take a picture? Yes, Divya, it is. All right. Oh, no, not 2, 3.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Have a great weekend ahead. The weekend is still alive.
Thank you all. Have a great weekend.
Great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.